Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
मूलं गुरुर्मूर्तिः भुजमूलं गुरुर्पदम् ज्ञानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्तिः भुजमूलं गुरुर्पदम् मन्त्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यम् मोक्षमूलं गुरुर्कृपा காத்தருளவே கையிலையில் தரும் நித்யனின் தரிசனம் தன்னை தானறியவே இவை அசைவிடும் தீட்சை தரும் தரிசனம் மறைப்பொருளாயிருந்து திரை விலகி திருவடி தொகும் தரிசனம் பிறை சூடிய சடை நாதனின் திருவுரு தரிசனமே மறைப்பொருளாயிருந்து திரை விலகி திருவடி தொகும் தரிசனம் பிறை சூடிய சடை நாதனின் திருவுரு தரிசனமே அருள் வேண்டி வேண்டி திரளான கூட்டமுவை தேடி வரும் அல்லவா மறை நான்கின் பொருளுணர்த்த நாளும் கண்டருள கையிலை உதித்ததல்லவா பொருளெல்லாம் தேடி உலகெல்லாம் போடி உடையனுள் உணர்ந்தேன் அல்லவா பொருளெல்லாம் தேடி உலகெல்லாம் போடி உடையனுள் உணர்ந்தேன் அல்லவா உலகை காத்தருளவே கையிலையில் தரும் நித்யனின் தரிசனம் தன்னை தான் அறியவே இமை அசைவிடும் தீட்சை தரும் தரிசனம் இரவும் பகலுமே உந்திரு கண்ணில் அசையுதே நாங்கள் என்ன கோள்கள் என்ன உம்மை பற்றிட இரண்டு புவனங்களும் உம்மை சுற்றிட பொருளும் அருளும் தர மனதின் இருள் விலக பரமசிவ தரிசனம் மாயை வென்று விட ஞானம் பெற்று விட மோட்சம் தரும் தரிசனம் பல சித்த புருஷர்களின் ஞானி யோகிகளின் தவமெனின் தரிசனம் அடியும் முடியையும் ஒன்றாய் காண்பதற்கு கையிலையில் தரிசனம் சதுர்வேத கோஷமுடன் நாத கீதங்களின் ஒளியில் தரிசனம்
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shrimahans, Mahans, Tanedar, Kotari, visitors, viewers sitting with us all over the world. I welcome all of you. Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Truths about digestion, karma, not just liberates you from millions of your patterns, the patterns are converted to power. Understand? Whenever you master a pattern, you conquer a pattern, you demonstrate your powerfulness to your pattern, the pattern gets converted into power. I'll start with few basic truths. One, in the field of consciousness, ultimate is all pervading and all inclusive. Ultimate is not exclusive in the field of consciousness. For example, in a country, there can be only one supremo. Only one person can be head of the state. Not even two. But in the consciousness field, whatever is supremo, that is all inclusive and all pervading. There is no exclusivity. You can't say there can be only one supreme. Pushing our ideas based on politics and this world's reality into the plane of consciousness and trying to say the supreme God is also one is the human stupidity and peak of delusion. But actually in the field of consciousness, the supreme is oneness. It is all inclusive. It is all inclusive. Listen. It's not one, it is oneness. When Arunagiri Yogeshwara showed me, actually I asked him, show me the ultimate. Then he just opened himself and showed me the ultimate. Then in that same experience, he hugged me. I could see when he moved his hand, the Arunachaleshwara Garbhamandir and Arunachala Hill. Arunachala Hill was on his left hand side. Arunachaleshwara Garbhamandir was on his right hand side. The whole thing just hugged me. That idea, me, he, Arunachaleshwara Garbhamandir, Arunachaleshwara Hill, all that got dissolved in oneness. I asked him to show the ultimate. He showed ultimate is always oneness. It is not one. It is oneness. So understand this truth. if you experience ultimate, you have everything. Nothing is left. Everything is in the ultimate. So remember this basic truth. Now understand the next truth. The digestion system you are having physically is the most beautiful, most complex, most wonderful, greatest, most powerful digestion system in the whole universe, not just comparing with all the animals and other species, because only the human digestion system, the digestion system you are having in the human body is capable of digesting your muscle memory, biomemory, karmas. Listen. The food inside your stomach can be considered as a physical karma. Memories in your muscle memory based on your habits, patterns, that can be called as muscle memory. Memories in your biomemory, which forms your obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns. Your compulsory reactionary behavior, which is deeper than your day-to-day habits, that is called biomemory. Now, let me repeat. Only the digestion system human beings have is capable of digesting not just physical food you eat, it is capable of digesting even your muscle memories, biomemories, and the very karmas your consciousness, individual self carries when you enter this life. This is direct revelation from Paramashiva. Please listen intensely. One by one, internalize. If you apply these great sutras, you can achieve great understandings and manifest powers. Listen, if you apply the sutras, you will understand many great truths our ancient Hindu rishis have nicely intertwined, added into our life. Once I asked Isaki Swamigal, he is a very poor eater. Almost once a month, very rarely twice a month, maybe once in a year, like more than 2-3 times in a month. So totally, if you count whole year, he would not have eaten more than 20 times. Whole 365 days, maximum 20 times only he would have eaten. That kind of a siddha. That kind of a personality. I asked him once, he was telling somebody that do this vrata. He was guiding somebody with the naga dosha, a karma. comes by killing a snake, which is embodied divinity. Many times the snakes in the temple, in the great spiritual places, are like great siddhas, great evolved beings come in a snake body and continue their tapas. That kind of a snake, by mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, if you kill, that brings naga dosha. So somebody with naga dosha, he was guiding that person to do certain fasting for Rahu and Ketu. I thought fasting will help the body. How can that clear certain karma? So I asked him. He had an old radio. My father's mother is like a radio addicted. Even in my house, there was a radio. She will switch on that radio and she doesn't know how to switch it off. And she doesn't want to learn how to switch it off. She wants the radio to be on almost 24/7. She will switch it on. Those days, only that one Tamil channel will be there, All India Radio. And it will not be 24/7. It will be few hours. But even after that, she will not switch it off. And it will be like a going. But she is okay with that sound, but she will not switch it off. She doesn't want to miss even one program by mistake. She is like a radio addict. And same way when she comes to Isaki Swami's ashram also, she will switch on that old radio. And sometimes it will not be loud enough. So she will take that, it used to be like this size. She will take that and keep it on a small table and put her ears near that and going on listening. And when I asked this question, and Isaki Swami slowly tried to explain, he used to speak very mild voice and only few words. So I had to be very attentive to hear. So I was literally sitting like this, putting my hand in the front and leaning towards him and sincerely asking and listening. He was uttering just one or two words. And this my grandmother sitting behind and that with her radio, which is not loud, but she was so attentive on her radio. Even that mild sound of that radio, I felt is disturbance for me to hear Isaki Swami's instruction. So I shouted at her, "Pati, and the radio nirtha." She shouted back at me, "Nee vaya mudra." I told her, "You stop the radio, I have to hear what Swamiji is telling me." She screamed and said, "You keep quiet and allow me to hear my radio." She's very sweet. So Isaki Swami never mistakes. She used to serve him and she's like a workaholic serving him. Only this little radio addiction, and she's sweet. And it's not that she's not spiritual, very spiritual, and some mood she will get into that radio. And so Isaki Swami did not get angry. He started smiling. And but one nice thing, Isaki Swami just waved his hand and that radio got switched off. That radio is literally, it is living in his room now. So naturally that all the equipment gets tuned to them. All the frequency equipment, the Stavara, Jangama, animate, inanimate, all objects, they just get tuned because of their intense presence. So he just waved the hand and that radio got put off. He smiled at me and said, Thambi, he is from Saiva Velalar family. The Isakki Mariyamman is the Kuladevata of Saiva Velalar community. That's why he is given that Kuladevata name Isakki. So usually they call, even the kids, they call like Thambi, Appa. That's why they will address. So he said, Thambi, the radio பாடுச்சா? எப்படி பாடுச்சு? அந்த சவுண்டு அது வந்து அதிர்வலை மாதிரி எங்க இருந்தோ வருது. இந்த ரேடியோ அதை உள்வாங்கி பாடுது. இப்ப நான் அதை நிறுத்திட்டேன். இந்த அலை இல்லாம போயிரல. ஆனா அந்த ரேடியோ அதை உள்வாங்கி பாடுறத இல்லாம ஆயிருச்சு. அதே மாதிரி நாகதோஷம் ஒரு அலை மாதிரி இருக்கும். அந்த நாகதோஷத்தை உன் உடம்பு உள்வாங்கி அந்த வேதனையை படுறதுக்கான சமாச்சாரம் உனக்குள்ள இருக்கு. அதை சுவிட்ச் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டா போதும், நாகதோஷம் உன்னை பாதிக்காது. நாகதோஷத்தையே நாம ஒன்றும் பண்ணணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. அதை உள்வாங்கி உன் உடம்புக்குள்ள நாகதோஷத்தை மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் பண்றதை சுவிட்ச் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டா போதும். அதுதான் அந்த விரதம் பண்ணும். அதனால தான் விரதத்துக்கு கர்மத்தை அழிக்கிற சக்தி உண்டுன்னு சொல்றேன் தம்பி அப்படின்னாரு. I'll translate now. Listen. He switched off the radio and he said very beautifully, see how that radio works. That sound waves are there. The radio receives that waves and sings or makes the voice, volume, noise, whatever it is. If we stop the radio, it's not that the sound waves disappear, but that radio stops receiving and making the noise, making the sound. Same way, when you do fasting, the biomemory, muscle memory which is inside you, which attracts karmas and makes those karmas manifest ill effects, bad things in your life, that gets stopped, disconnected. Listen. It is such a simple village way of explaining. He said, when the radio is switched off, it's not that the waves are not there, but the radio is not picking up that wave anymore and making noise. Same way, in your body, if you remove the biomemory, muscle memory, which attracts these nagadosha karmas from cosmos and manifests as suffering and pain, if we just remove the biomemory and muscle memory, you are free from that karma and free from that dosha. I tell you, Krishna says beautifully in the Gita, Svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even if you practice little bit of this dharma, great mountainous sufferings will melt down and disappear. This is the secret. Just few days. Of fasting, that person burns away the biomemory, muscle memory, which attracts the ill effects of nagadosha from cosmos and manifests pain and sufferings in his body. That is the way he is relieved from nagadosha itself, karma itself. Then I asked him, you bless me that I should not have any dosha in my life. He just put his hand on my head and said, உனக்கு என்னடா தோஷம் இருக்கு, உனக்கு சந்தோஷம் தவிர வேற ஒரு தோஷமும் இல்லடா. You blessed other than the santosha, bliss and happiness, you will not have any dosha. Listen. Now understand this principle which I am trying to explain. You have amazing digestion system. Even if you are fat, even if you are medically diagnosed with digestion problems, your digestion system is amazing. Don't worry. Your quality to digest is more than enough. Even if you are not able to digest large quantities, to digest your karma. Let me repeat. Your quality, ability to digest is enough to digest your biomemories and muscle memories, even if you are not able to digest large quantity of food in your stomach. See, when you are not able to digest large quantity of food, that is when you become fat and obese, all the other sicknesses, diseases related to digestion starts. Your health deteriorates. Even that kind of a body is capable of digesting your biomemories and muscle memories. Listen. Now the points I am making, truths one by one. Sometimes it may look a little serious, but it's okay. Now, because it is such an important lessons for life, I can make a lot of jokes. I can tell you a lot of stories. But I don't want the attention to be diverted, because unfortunately human beings in the modern day have a very short attention span, especially this advertisement-centric, consumeristic lifestyle has destroyed human mind and possibilities. Listen carefully. Again and again I am repeating. Even if you are having cell phone, computer, laptop, TV, don't miss the habit of reading my books. Because reading my books like Bhagavad Gita or Living Enlightenment will make your mind powerful enough, capable enough, strong enough to understand a thought current very deeply and work on it consciously. I am brought up in that kind of a conscious endurance culture training. That's the right word I'll use. The tapas done from very conscious level. If you listen to my mother sharing, you can listen. She beautifully narrates how I used to be Egasandagrahi. Only once if I hear something, I'll come back and repeat 3-4 hours stories also verbatim. And same way, if I go and attend some rituals in the temple, I'll stand near the Shivacharyas. The whole mantra, 2-3 hours of rituals, what they chant, I will come back to the home and chant from first line to last line. They even audio recorded my uncles and grandparents. Unfortunately, we are not able to retrieve those cassettes. Much is lost. Anyhow, listen. This Ekasandagrahya is conscious tapas. Consciously tapas manifests powers. What you consider as power itself is a tapas for consciousness. For example, moving a matter through the consciousness, you think it is a power. Actually, it is a tapas for consciousness to sharpen itself, to awaken itself. Same way, Ekasandagrahya, just once listening and ability to repeat it, you all think it is a power, but it is actually tapas. All of you keep the habit of reading my books like Bhagavad Gita, Living Enlightenment, every day at least few minutes. Don't read from first page to last page. No. Just connect with me. Open the book. Any page. Read. In the young age, my own gurus, great Tamil Pandit, Shaivagama Pandit, Panduranganar, he used to tell that Kairsarthi Parthal, in a silk thread, he will have a silk thread, he will put the book and he will, whatever you consider as conscious powers is actually conscious tapas from my point of view. For example, moving a matter through your consciousness, you may think it is a power, but for me it is a tapas. Consciousness sharpening itself to manifest, explode to the next level. So, Ekasandagrahya, just listening once and repeating it verbatim, is not power as you all think. It is a conscious tapas, conscious endurance training. So now, anyone wants that power, develop this attitude and habit of reading books that will strengthen your conscious endurance capacity, tapas. Now, let me come back to the subject of digestion, karma, kaya kalpa, immortality. This is the subject I'll be explaining next few days. In the series of the 5 dimensions of Paramashiva I am talking, this set of satsangs will be part of the pulling out of delusion. See, last few weeks, all of you may be aware that I am talking about creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. These 5 dimensions of Paramashiva. This set of satsangs which I am giving now, last few days, is about pulling out of delusion. So let me repeat. The kind of the attention span all of you have, I need to explain every truth again and again in depth, repetitively. So even if it is little boring or tiring, please listen to this satsang at least once or twice so that you digest it, internalize it. Your consciousness expands and explodes because every satya I am revealing, truth I am revealing, you can map it down. It can manifest itself as multiple powers in you. Now, the ability to digest, you need to know your stomach, the Jataragni in your stomach, not only digests the food you put, it continues to digest your whole body. You can Google and study. There are thousands of modern day scientific proofs to establish the statement I am making. The Jataragni in your stomach, the energy of digestion, capacity to digest in your stomach, not only digest the food put inside your body, it is continuously digesting your body itself. Understand? When I was studying various scientific research reports about this body digesting itself, I discovered these thieves, the so-called scientism thieves, stole everything from Ayurvedic scriptures. Not only they stole the basic fundamental truths from Ayurvedic scriptures and tried to do some researches to establish those truths. Many of the truths they did not even do any research and directly released it as the discovery of this so-called scientism. Scientism has stolen all the best things they have is from Hinduism. I am absolutely convinced, especially after doing thorough research on these principles of digestion. See, Ayurvedic scriptures, they elaborately explain 30,000 words. 30,000 words are used to explain only the digestion system in Ayurvedic scriptures. I have the whole scriptures, whole thing with me. Maybe I can upload it and you can all enjoy. We have even now translation, the modern day translations, English and even Spanish translation, French translation I found. I'll upload it. You guys can enjoy. The only thing, I don't have a problem, the scientism people taking it, the so-called modern scientists taking it from Hindu tradition, but they don't acknowledge the source. They steal the whole thing and then they kill the Brahmins who were the owners of this knowledge so that no one will claim copyright. Last 500 years this is happening. 500 years, I tell you. Even this word Hindu and Hindustan, it was in our scriptures. They stole those scriptures and demolished, destroyed it. Demolished those libraries, burnt those libraries, destroyed those scriptures, and made us feel that we don't have identity, and then they started teaching what should be our identity. They started brainwashing us and programming us. Every Hindu who has not studied Hindu scriptures is brainwashed by anti-Hindu gang, the invaders of Hinduism and traitors of Hinduism. Kanchi Paramacharya used to tell every Brahmin, hey, we should not leave the Vedic lifestyle, keeping the Vedas alive, Dharma alive. Even if you have gone to some secular job, give some money and keep Veda Pathashalas alive, so that later on, at some time, it can all be revived. I am so happy when Brahmins by birth work for the Sangha and revive this Vedic tradition. Ramesh Ramani is doing much better than any Brahmin to preserve, protect, revive Vedic tradition. His whole company is working for Kailasa. Forever Ramesh Ramani's name will be in the history. No, it will be in the history forever, because you guys don't know actually what Ramesh Ramani is building and his company is building for Kailasa, this whole LMS structure. Once I release to the whole world and it takes off, only then you guys will understand. It is not just some few $1 million worth project. It is actually the impact of this on Hinduism and on the world is going to be trillions of dollars worth, not just millions, trillions of dollars worth. Because he is literally becoming my loudspeaker to the whole world, in the digital world. The whole LMS, the way it is coming up and getting organized. The whole DigiNation evolving in multiple front. There is at least, I think, 25-30 teams are working. One team is doing the Nityanandapedia, imbibing everything into internet, and one team is pulling out all the archives material, the other team is making everything into a course. Ramesh Ramani and the whole team, Mohana and the whole, his team is putting the whole thing into the very, very beautiful, presentable LMS form and multiple level. The whole thing is coming up so beautifully. This is going to be the greatest gift to the whole world from Hindus. Only when I am doing this work, I realized how much has been stolen from us Hindus and how we have been brainwashed. We neither have scriptures nor have history. Hey, the way our ancestors lived, the history itself is a scripture. So, our Puranas, which is history and scripture, is called as a myth. All the mythology from different parts of the world is taught as a history in Indian education, and Hindu history and Hindu scriptures are called as mythology. Understand the fun. It's not funny, it's serious. All the bloody criminally instigating, inspiring myths from other parts of the world is taught as history And Indian history, which is a scripture also, is dumped as a mythology. Ramayana and Mahabharata, which is Indian history and scripture. Hindu history and scripture. This is told as mythology. But all the other stupidity from everywhere, the invaders' mythologies are taught as a history to the Indian Hindu kids. That is the worst thing can happen to a Hindu kid. Worst thing which can be done to a Hindu kid is Macaulay education. If you are not educated in Macaulay education itself, you achieved 90% enlightenment. Only the remaining 10% I need to do. Because that education is not just education, it is extremely brainwashing with poison. So much of anti-life, life negative ideas, wrong heroism is inserted into you. Killers are worshipped as heroes, not contributors. When I studied what the modern day medical science is talking about digestion system, that is when I discovered, oh God, everything I learnt in Ayurveda and Siddha tradition is nicely stolen, repackaged, source denied. Source is not given the credibility or the credit. It is not even acknowledged. And after stealing, only few principles these guys are able to establish with some R&D, trial and error, all that their own systems. After that, there are thousands of revelations. They did not even have time or energy to do the researches and studies and establish it scientifically. They just published everything as if it is their revelations or their conclusions, their analysis or their rational analysis and conclusions without even acknowledging the source. That is when I understood, oh God, எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு மண்டை மேல இருக்க கொண்டைய மறைக்கலையாடா பைத்தியங்களா. You have stolen everything but could not even hide from the source you have stolen. And these fools are continuously teaching us all the Vedic scriptures are just 4,000, 5,000 years old. Hey, even that volume, the Vedas, Agamas, Puranas, all put together, that volume, for that level of poetry to be written, even if 10 million people are full time doing, it takes one yuga, few thousand years. Even the poetry, that volume poetry cannot be written. I want all of you to know the kind of the lies we have been told by the anti-Hindus about Hinduism and the extreme brainwashing we went through, you will get out of it only if you read the Hindu scriptures by yourself directly. Otherwise, how much ever I try to convince, you will not be able to be convinced. In Tamil, my Guru Isaki Swamigal, he taught me one sacred secret, truth, formula. I asked him once, Swamiji, please teach me the science of Kayakalpa and the science of Sarvaroga Nivarana, means medicine for all diseases, and the Kayakalpa science. He was giving me some instructions. One instruction hit me so hard is, Appa, எந்த மூலிகைக்கும் தமிழ் பேரை மட்டும் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்க கண்ணு, அது போதும், வேற எதுவுமே வேண்டாம், உனக்கு எல்லா மருந்தும் தெரியும். நான் கேட்டேன், எப்படி சாமி? ரீசண்டா அந்த பாட்டு எனக்கு கிடைச்சது, அதை உங்களுக்கு ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்றேன், ஃபேஸ்புக்லயும் போடுறேன், எல்லாம் படிச்சுக்கோங்க. அவர் சொன்ன கத்து கொடுத்தாரு. வேப்பலை தெரியுமா கண்ணுன்னு கேட்டாரு. ஆமாவா, நல்லா தெரியுமே அப்படின்னு. வேப்பலை, வேப்பலை அந்த தமிழ் வார்த்தைக்கு அர்த்தம் என்னன்னு புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. வெப்பு இல்லை, அதாவது வெப்பம் இல்லாமல் செய்வது வெப்பிலை, வேப்பலை. கறிவேப்பலை அப்படின்னா நம்முடைய உடம்புல இருக்கிற கரைக்க முடியாத, கரின்னா தமிழ் அழுக்குன்னு சொல்லுவோம். அப்புறம் இந்த உடம்புல இருக்கிற மசில்ஸையும் கரின்னு சொல்லுவோம். அந்த மசில்ல இருக்கிற வெப்பத்தை தணிக்கிறது கறிவேப்பலை. வெறும் தமிழ் வார்த்தை, எல்லா மூலிகைக்கும் தமிழ் வார்த்தையை பேரை மட்டும் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு அதை பிரிச்சு 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 படிச்சினாலே அதுக்கு எந்த வியாதிக்கு அது மருந்துன்னு அதுலயே இருக்கு, முடிஞ்சு போச்சு, அவ்வளவுதான் அப்படின்னாரு. ஹோல் மெட்டீரியா மெடிக்கா ஆஃப் த சித்தா ட்ரெடிஷன் இஸ் இன் த நேம் ஆஃப் த மெடிசன் ஹெர்ப். த ஹோல் மெட்டீரியா மெடிக்கா ஆஃப் த சித்தா ட்ரெடிஷன். ஒரு 500 தமிழ் வார்த்தை எனக்கு அவர் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணாரு. இந்த ஒரு மூலிகையோட பேரும். கரிசலாங்கண்ணி, ஒவ்வொரு வார்த்தையும், வெள்ளெருக்கு, கறிவேப்பிலை, தர்பூசணி, 500 மூலிகையோட வார்த்தை. அந்த பேரை எனக்கு பிரிச்சு பிரிச்சு படிச்சு கத்து கொடுத்தாரு, அவ்வளவுதான். Now I know medicine for at least 100 diseases. I should say hundreds of diseases, not just 100. When I say 100, it doesn't mean 100. Hundreds of diseases, I know the medicine. Because the materia medica of Siddha tradition is just the name of the herb. In the name itself, the disease and what kind of a disease this herb will cure, the whole thing is just in the name. That's it. I have that verse. I'll put it in the Facebook. You guys can read. I'll ask somebody to translate. I think translation may not be possible. It's a traditional verse. So I'll put it in the Facebook. Just in one day, maybe it took some 6-7 hours. He's a is a person who speaks only few words, but when he tries to teach something, then he will have his slate and then scratch, write, scribble few words and then educate me. Few lines. மூளைக்கு வல்லாரை முடிவளர நீலி நெல்லி, ஈழைக்கு முசுமுசுக்கை எலும்பிற்கு இளம்பிரண்டை, பல்லுக்கு வேளாளன் பசிக்கு ஜீரகம் இஞ்சி, கல்லுக்கு கரிசாலை காமாலைக்கு கீழா நெல்லி, கண்ணுக்கு நந்தியாவட்டை காதுக்கு சுக்குமருள், தொண்டைக்கு அக்கரகாரம் தோலுக்கு அருகுவேம்பு, நரம்பிற்கு அமுக்குரான் நாசிக்கு நொச்சித் தும்பை, உரத்திற்கு முருங்கைப்பூ ஊதலுக்கு நீர்முள்ளி, முகத்திற்கு சந்தானனை மூட்டுக்கு முடக்கருத்தான், அகத்திற்கு மருதம்பட்டை அம்மைக்கு வெம்பு மஞ்சள், உடலுக்கு எள்ளெண்ணெய் உணர்ச்சிக்கு நிலப்பனை, குடலுக்கு ஆமனக்கு கொழுப்பெதிர்க்க வெண்பூண்டே, கருப்பைக்கு அசோகுப்பட்டை களப்பிற்கு சிந்திலுப்பு, குருதிக்கு அத்திப்பழம் குரலுக்கு தேன்மிளகே, விந்திற்கு ஓரிதழ் தாமரை வெள்ளைக்கு கற்றாழை, சிந்தைக்கு தாமரை பூ சிறுநீர்கல்லுக்கு சிறுகன் வேளை, கக்குவானுக்கு வசம்புத்தூள் காய்ச்சலுக்கு நிலவேம்பு, விக்கலுக்கும் மயிலிறகு வாய் புண்ணிற்கு மனத்தக்காளி, நீர் கோவைக்கு சுக்குமிளகு நீர், நீர் இழிவிற்கு ஆவாரை குடிநீர், வேர்க்குருவிற்கு பறைநுங்கு, வெட்டைக்கு சிறு செருப்படையே, தீப்புண்ணா குங்கிலிய வெண்ணெய், சீழ்காதுக்கு நிலவேம்பு, நாப்புண்ணிற்கு திரிபலாவேலன், நஞ்சதிற்கு அவரியட்டி, குருதி கழிச்சலுக்கு துத்தி தேற்றான், குருதி கக்கலுக்கு இம்பூரல் வேர், பெரும்பாட்டிற்கு அத்தினாவல், பெரு வயிற்றிற்கு மூக்கிரட்டை, கக்கலுக்கு எலுமிச்சை ஏலம், கழிச்சலுக்கு தயிர் சுண்டை, அக்கிக்கு வெண்பூசனை ஆண்மைக்கு பூனைக்காலி, வெண்படைக்கு பூவரசு கார்போகி விதை நோயார் சுழற்சி விதை, புன்படைக்கு பூங்கன் சீமையகத்தி, புழுக்குடற்கு வாய் விளங்காமனக்கு. Still it is not over, it's a long verse. I think I should do this in Tamil, because that way I can create thousands of doctors just through few days of my satsang on this Siddha tradition. The whole Siddha Materia Medica is nothing but learn Tamil to break each name of the herb and know the meaning. That's all. முருங்கைக்காய்னா என்னப்பா? முறுக்கு காய். உடம்புல முறுக்கா இருக்கணும், இளமையா இருக்கணும்னா முருங்கைக்காய், அவ்வளவுதான். ஹை டெஸ்டோஸ்டெரானும் மசில் பில்ட் பண்ணி ஹெல்தியா இருக்கிறதுக்கான காய் முறுக்கு காய். உடம்புல முறுக்க கொடுக்கிறது முறுக்கு காய், அவ்வளவுதான். Just one day, few hours, he has taught me the whole materia medica of Siddha tradition. மாடர்ன் டேல இத 5 வருஷம் உட்கார்ந்து அரைச்சிட்டு இருப்பீங்க. MBBS பேர்ல படிச்சுட்டு உட்கார்ந்துரு. எம்பாமலே படிச்சா MBBS படிச்ச மாதிரி திருப்தி இருக்காதுன்றதுக்காக தான் MBBS படிக்க வேண்டியது. The Hindu medicines used to be one-stop shop, means there is no separate pharmaceuticals, diagnostic center, doctor who gives the prescription, all that multiple stupidity. One person will sit and he is the diagnostic center. He is the prescriber of the medicine. He is the pharmaceuticals and he gives you the medicine. Sometimes he forces the medicine into your mouth and you are cured. That's it. There is no separate doctor for eyes and then one eye, in the eye internal, external. in the name of expertise, making things complicated. Complicating things in the name of expertise. I only want to tell you guys one thing. The whole Hindu medicinal system, Hindu life system is extremely life positive. We might have missed marketing, brand building, selling, exploiting people, all that we missed. But we had product, and still we have product. The real product. Capacity to digest is capable of digesting all biomemories, muscle memories, because that digestion capacity is literally digesting your whole body continuously. It's called catabolysis. It's a biological process in which the body breaks down fat and muscle tissue in order to stay alive. Catabolysis occurs when there is no longer any source of protein, carbohydrate or vitamin nourishment feeding all body systems. This is actually negative definition given by the modern scientism. I want to use the word scientism because scientism has a lot of more illogical, irrational, forced beliefs and brainwashing than any religion. So I don't want to use the word anymore science. I want to use only the word scientism. That has more blindness, false ideas, falsity, irrational, illogical. Scientism is a cult evolved from so-called science. So the whole world, what it is practicing is not science, it is scientism. A little bit of truth they have is stolen from Hinduism, Hindu source. That's all. Understand? Your ability to digest yourself can be intensely awakened through yoga and pranayama. It can awaken the Jataragni in you. It can awaken the Jataragni in you like anything. Understand? Literally, your whole body can become new in a short span of time. Many of the biomemories, muscle memories with which you are suffering can become irrelevant, redundant through yoga and pranayama. Gymming is no way equivalent to yoga and pranayama. I'm not saying gymming is bad. If you enjoy, enjoy, no problem. That is not equivalent to yoga and pranayama. Yoga and pranayama is not exercise. It is power manifesting process. Enlightenment process. Listen. You awaken your Jataragni, ability to digest through gym, running, other workout. You will be able to digest the large quantity of food you dump inside. But if you awaken the fire, Jataragni, the energy to digest through pranayama, you will digest even your muscle memories and biomemories and free from all karmas. Yoga and pranayama liberates you from doshas and karmas. Listen, Arunagiri Yogeshwara directly blessed me. Not only blessed me that I will not have any doshas, he empowered me to relieve anybody from any doshas. And he empowered me even to initiate people who will relieve people from any doshas. Even if I initiate people, they will be able to relieve anyone from any doshas. Keep this Guru Parampara alive. He has empowered me even to initiate the people, to initiate others, to relieve anyone from any doshas. Like whole Guru Parampara chain to be kept alive. So understand that. With his blessings and the authority he gave, from that I am telling you this truth. If you just do gymming, workout like running, cardio, all that, you will digest all the food you ate very well. It's good for health. But if you awaken the Jataragni, your digestion energy, through pranayama and yoga, you will digest all the muscle memory, biomemory, karmas itself. If you awaken your Jataragni, conscious digestion capacity, just by meditation, unclutching, being in samadhi, through bhava samadhi darshan, through unclutching, through bhava samadhi darshan, through initiation, kundalini awakening, completion, that kind of a powerful enlightenment related process, consciousness itself will purify itself and liberate itself from all karmas, including the samsara roga. It will liberate itself completely, pull itself out of all delusions. As I said, even little practice, swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. The other day, I wanted to give this example. The other day, I was talking to one of my disciples. I told him, "You are the most sweetest dharmic person I have seen." Because there was some injustice done to him in his life. And logically, he has all the right to take revenge. And he has all the right to make his own decisions. But I requested him, see, dharma. To keep the dharma alive, have little patience. Listen to me. He was such a sweet disciple, such an amazing disciple, such wonderful being. He just obeyed me, never ever brought any complaint against all the injustice done to him, suffering done to him, torture he went through to me. We went through with his life. He did not bring it to me. He only came back saying that, help me, support me to heal myself and be dharmic as you expect. See, listen. For any of my daughters, I will never prescribe marriage. That is why even when disciples want to get married, I tell them, before marriage, don't ask my blessings. After marriage, if you decide to get married, after marriage, come, I will surely bless. Before marriage, I don't want to bless. I made it as a policy. So I'll never prescribe marriage. But if any of my daughter says, no, I have to get married, I want to get married, then I'll choose this kind of person only as my son-in-law. That dharmic. I know many of you want to know who is that person, who is that person, who is that person. Okay, let me tell the name. Sendil. Maitreyi's husband Sendil is the person. I tell you. He has actually made my eyes teary, watery, out of bliss. The way he obeys me. See, I wanted to explain. Listen to this carefully. Bhagavan Reddy, the moment I said don't watch movies, he stopped watching. That is one level of listening to Guru Vak. That is also very easy because it is just breaking his personal life patterns and walking out of this obsessive compulsive disorder. That's all. But when there is some injustice done to you, you have been wronged factually and actually, and you have the right to make your decisions. But even at that situation, just because Swamiji said, healing yourself, swallowing everything, and keeping yourself dharmic is something extraordinary. If I have a daughter and she forces me that she wants to get married, I will find a person like Sendil only. Now he is already married, so I cannot ask Sendil to marry, but I will find a person of his qualities. In the modern day, nobody follows dharma. It is all just for selling to others. Very rare. I have seen people standing with the dharma when they are wronged, when they are hurt factually. I told him one word, hey, your chastity to me and dharma is equivalent to my chastity to my gurus. Even when factually and actually I was wronged, I did not violate my dharma. I stood as a chaste disciple to my gurus. My gurus have ordered me, I will live that. That's it. I tell you, Senthil is that caliber person. Just I gave him few instructions. Hey, listen to me. If you want logical, rational decisions, you have a right free to do. But if you want dharma, this is what is dharma. And he just stood by the dharma. I won't give you details. I don't want to get into the details. But it is very rare to find a person like Senthil in the modern day just to keep dharma alive. He can digest everything, his whole past, and stand by my instruction. I tell you guys, just few people like him inspire me to go on teaching dharma to the world. See, when I reveal the secrets about this obsessive, compulsive, reactionary behavior pattern and the suffocation it brings, one person, if they listen to the truth and walk out of their suffocations and liberate themselves, I am fulfilled. The result of the satsang is achieved. Just one person, Indu Priyal. She listened to me sincerely and did as I guided her and walked out of her suffocations and sufferings, liberated herself. I am so fulfilled. I feel, wow, my satsang result is achieved. Everything else is bonus now. The result for me is Indu Priyal breaking the suffocations and delusions. Now anyone else uses my satsang and achieves enlightenment, liberation, all that is bonus. I got my result. Same way, I go on teaching dharma, holding the flag of Dharma Dvaja. One person like Senthil, when he decides to follow, I feel my hard work is giving results. I have a job satisfaction now. Now, anyone else who follows my satsangs, listening to what I speak about dharma, all that is bonus. I got my salary. Senthil followed my words. I got my salary. Everything else is a bonus. I tell you, every person manifesting enlightenment, exploding consciously, manifesting powers, every individual adds to my bliss more and more and more. When I see every person flowering, I flower. Like this, I can give thousands of examples. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. Even if you follow little bit, great achievements are achieved. Same way, Nityaramani from San Jose. All her professional career, life, suffering, anything. I only will give one word. Not even word. Sometimes she herself will put option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4 and tell me, Swamiji, you choose the number. I'll only type that number, that's all. Nothing more. That's it. She'll become completely cool and she'll manifest that. She's extremely sweet. Just her love for me. With that strength of love, she's able to walk out of any type of suffocations and sufferings, pains generated inside her. I can go on giving so many different examples from where, don't think that I'm not taking your name. Actually, if I take each one of your names and each one of how I hold each one of you, how you are part of me, it will go on and on and on. I think that itself will take few days of satsang. I am just uttering few examples. I have one slide to show you all that how the original Hindu Ayurvedic terminologies are stolen in the modern day scientism. And I'll upload this also in the Facebook. You can all enjoy. So I think even though I have a lot more to share about digestion, karma, and kayakalpa and immortality, I'll continue to reveal all of this in the next further few satsangs. Now with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Paramattvaitam, the Suddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailas of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षिसुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागमसारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्रीचिह्नकाहलादि समस्त बिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संघ सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमत कलभ केसरी शैव सिद्धान्त स्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराज पाण्ड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपण शाक्यादि महान्धकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणानर्हार्ह ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्त्रे सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामिनाम् अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रिनवत्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रजित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्तः साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वत मनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञ पीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगद्गुरो श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञान वितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय।